What's up, Black Desert Mobile fans? It's Legit back with another video. Today I'm going to be going over the Sorceress Awaken class, which is the Reaver. The Reaver does change weapons. She goes from the Amulet and the Talisman to a Scythe. She is pretty badass and sick. I am going to show you guys how to awaken the Sorceress firsthand. This is the Japanese server, so obviously you can't read much, but you do get the choice between the Succession or the Awaken. Now again, these options aren't going to come for a few months, but this is the two different options you do have between the Sorceress, whether it's Awaken. Awaken does completely change the skills and the weapons. Succession keeps the skills the same, makes them stronger, and you keep the same weapons. Now, when you change over to another class, so if you awaken your class, it does change your weapons over for you and keep them the same level. So if they're plus 40, they stay plus 40. If they're plus 35, they stay plus 35, but it changes over to the new class's weapons. So that is pretty awesome. I'm going to give you guys a skills preview on this Awaken badass class. If this is your first time on my channel, make sure you check out that description down below for some additional badass Black Desert Mobile content. You won't be disappointed. As well as heading over to bdmbase.ru for some more readable Black Desert Mobile content. With that being said, let's dive right in. I do have the translations in the middle bottom down there. The first skill is Shadow Capture. You take a step back and do a powerful damage to the enemy. You do get one charge, 6-second cooldown time. You do 253% damage times 4 hits, and it does inflict bound on hit. This ability is great for grinding PvE. It also, with that bind, it is good for PvP as well. This is a skill I do have in both setups for the Reaver class. The next skill, Bloody Gale. You do get 2 charges. It does have a 5-second cooldown time. It does do 171% damage per hit. You do get super armor, and it does inflict knockdown. This ability is my favorite skill for the Reaver class. This ability is essential for PvE grinding. The last hit on this ability does also knock the target down, so it's great for PvP as well, especially mass scale PvP, you know, Guild Wars, Seed Wars, Node Wars, that type of stuff. But for grinding, this ability is just insane. You go from one side of the map to the other side of the map in 2 seconds. You get 2 charges of this ability. It's just awesome. Death Judgement. With the help of Carsons, you do powerful damage. You do get 2 charges, 7-second cooldown time. Does 770% damage times 2. You do get super armor while using this ability, and it does inflict knockdown. This ability is awesome for PvP and PvE, as it is an AoE skill ability. And like I said, you do get that super armor and knockdown. It is just a nasty ability, as you can see right there. This is just to give you the kind of idea, the range that this ability skill has. So it's not that far. They do have to be within a circle of you in order to get hit, but it does hit everything in that circle, so it is very nice. The next skill that we have is Death Brandish. This does consume MP by 25. It does have a 5-second cooldown time. It does do 176% damage per hit. You get 7 hits. I'm not a huge fan of this skill. It's not that strong of an ability compared to the other abilities. The Reaver class has 9 to 10 skills, so this is actually one that I leave off of PvP and PvE setups. I did test it out. Maybe it's better. I haven't done a whole lot of testing. It is a decent ability. I just think it could be, as compared to the other skills, I think those are a lot better, especially for grinding and for PvP. Dark Creep. This skill is essential for PvP. You could get away with not using it for PvE. You do get 1 charge, 6-second cooldown time, does 600% damage on hit. You do become invincible, and you get super armor while attacking, and it does stun the target on hit. This is, your flash. When you use this ability, it does have range on it, and at the end of using the ability, it stuns the target. Now, if the target's not very far, it does stop once it gets to the first target. It does have some decent range on it, so you can get pretty far with it. Whether you're using it for PvP to get out of combat or to get in there to stun the target and then combo them up, it is a great ability for mass scale and small scale PvP. You could probably definitely get away without using this skill for any PvE setup, as it does make you move around quite a bit, and it doesn't offer any AoE skills or AoE damage. Darkblade. This ability is awesome. You do get 1 charge, 7-second cooldown time. You do 380% damage times 2. It does throw 2 axes out in front of you. These axes do have an incredible amount of range, so you can hit targets from far. It's great for PvP, mass scale and small scale PvP, because it does throw dark, these blades out in front of you. It does hit everything along the path. It doesn't stop after it hits a target. It just goes to the end of its path, does all that damage, and then it comes back to you. It's great for grinding as well because of that extra damage. Now, it doesn't have, a circle cone damage, so it's not as great for grinding, but it does kill everything in front of you, so I definitely would put it for PvE and PvP setups, and it does do a ton of damage like I showed you. Dream Prelude is the next skill that we have. This skill does get one charge. It has a 10-second cooldown time, does do 540% damage on hit. You do get super armor while using this ability. It does stun the target at the end of the hit. And if you long press this skill, it teleports to the target. This skill is definitely essential for PvP, whether it's small or large scale PvP. For PvE, it's not quite as good. Again, it just doesn't do a lot of damage. It's not focusing on group damage. This is more of a get out of harm's way. You can take damage while using this skill, whether in PvP or PvE. It does give you super armor though, so you're not going to get stunned or anything, but you can take damage. And again, if you hold long press that skill, it does teleport you to the target. So for PvP, that is a great skill to get up on the target, so that way it does stun them, and then you knock them down with one of the knockdown abilities, and then you can hit them with a stronger ability for damage. Carsons Wrath. You concentrate Carsons' anger onto one point and explode. You do get one charge, 10-second cooldown time, does 1050% damage on hit, and pounds on successful hit, so you do bind the target, so it does stun them, so that is very nice. Now, this ability does have quite a bit of range, and it is great for PvP and PvE because it offers that stun, and for PvE it just does a lot of damage because it hits anything in a circle, and it's great because it has a lot of range. Same thing for PvP, because it has so much range, it's great, and because it offers that knockdown. And then again, don't forget, it has that 1050% damage that it does, so it is a heavy hitting ability as well. So I do like this ability for both PvP and PvE skill setups. The last skill, the ultimate for the Reaver class, is the Nightmare skill. You do get 2 charges, 12-second cooldown time, does 136% damage times 7 per hit. You get super armor, it does inflict knockback, and on the last hit it does inflict knockdown. This ability is just super awesome and strong. Anything in front of it, and this rectangle in front of it, does take a ton of damage. Again, it stuns them and then knocks them down, so if they're caught in that can be moved. So as you're casting it, you can move that. So if the target's moving, you can rotate that as well. It's not stuck in one spot. So if a target's trying to get out of your knockdown, you can continue to follow them. It does have a 12-second cooldown time, though. You do get 2 charges. But again, it does 236% damage times 7. This ability is just really strong and really powerful. When you awaken, you go from having 2 Black Spirit skills to only 1 Black Spirit skill. So I actually only have 1 Black Spirit skill. I'm going to show you what that looks like here. It is a really strong skill. It's kind of like the one other ability, which just has a big explosion. It does a ton of damage to anything in that circle, so that is a nice ability for PvE and PvP as well. Obviously you can only use it for mass scale PvP, can't use it in arenas. The Sorceress / Reaver class both come with the flash ability, so you do get that does go to the Reaver class once you do awaken, just like the Witch's Flash. Overall, this class offers a ton of AoE skills for damage. It offers a lot of knockdowns and knockbacks, so it's going to be great for PvP. I don't feel like it's going to be as good as 1v1 scale PvP because a lot of the abilities are more AoE skill related, so it's going to be nasty for group PvP node wars. Single PvP is not going to be the greatest. For grinding, it's going to be awesome as well, especially with those spin abilities, all those AoE abilities that she does have. And then she offers a lot of that, a couple super armor skills, binds, stuns. She gives you flash. She gives you that awesome ultimate ability. Overall, the Sorceress Awaken class Reaver is going to be sweet. It is going to be a couple months down the road. That is something to check out for. This is just a glimpse into the future. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If it's something that you like and want to continue to see, make sure you subscribe and don't miss out. If you're new to my channel, thank you guys for tuning in. With that being said, I will see you next time.